everyone. Welcome to the podcast with Bakhtiyar. So, I am here with one more episode of Toastmaster, and I have Richa Agarwal in house today. She is the area director of Toastmasters Club. If you don't know Toastmasters Club, Google it. And if you are from a professional background or from a MNC or from a college, you must be knowing Toastmasters. So today we have Richa, area director here on our show, and she'll be explaining how Toastmaster is transforming lives of people. Welcome, Richa, to our show.
Thank you, Bakhtiyar, for having me here.
So, Richa, tell us something about how you got to know about this Toastmaster, and you are now area director. That means you have traveled a lot in this on this road. So, can you please explain or tell us about something about your journey from where you started, how it went, how there are ups and downs in this journey?
Sure. So joined Toastmasters in back in 2018, but that was not the first time I got to know
Mhm.
about Toastmasters. The first time I got to know about Toastmasters was in my first job when I was working in TCS. We had an open house session over there where it was a very special session scheduled with a lot of humor, comedy, and fun. The energy was just exemplary. And I wanted to join the club then. However, there was no meeting which was happening in and around the building, the TCS office that I was in. So I
Hmm.
couldn't join in at that point of time. The
Hmm.
next opportunity that I got to join Toastmaster was when I joined Morgan Stanley in 2018.
Hmm.
I got to know that there's a club, Toastmasters Club in Morgan Stanley Bangalore Orators, and there were a few of my team members who were already a part of Toastmasters, so I did not lose any time. The next membership cycle that came up, I enrolled myself in. Uh, so yeah, that's how it started. But I wouldn't say that I enrolled myself and started bang on. No, I was I still am an introvert. However, back then I was really shy and not someone who would open up or approach or communicate that easily.
Hmm.
So that was one thing which motivated me to join Toastmasters to help myself improve on my communication skills, not just in public, but also like interpersonal with the people, one on one, in a group as such. So that was my motivation, or that was my personal goal when I decided to join Toastmasters. And yes, from there on, it's been almost 5 years now. I have gone through quite a bit of experiences or a journey in these last 5 years in Toastmasters. And I have to say that I have come a long way. It's been a wonderful experience, and it still is an ongoing journey. So, yeah, that's how I began.
Great, great. So, regarding the Toastmasters thing, so I want to ask you one first question. So, can you explain how this Toastmaster is helping individuals from diverse background and what is the unique advantage it offers?
Toastmasters, as such, the only criteria that we have to become a Toastmaster is that an individual should be interested and they should be a minimum of 18 years of age, because the curriculum of Toastmasters is designed to ensure people become not just better communicator but leader as well. Toastmaster emphasizes that the members should be 18 plus years of age. That's the only criteria that we have. The other part of it is that the individual should be interested. How it helps individuals is because there are so many opportunities in Toastmasters, right? Most of the people, they join thinking that they'll improve on their communication skills or their public speaking skills. However,
Mhm.
once they join in, the
Mhm.
opportunities or the venues that you can actually decide to improve on is tremendous. It's completely an individual's choice, and diversity is something which the community of Toastmasters is known for. If I go out, I meet, right now, I meet people from all corners of India, speaking all different languages, coming from different organizations, different points of life. So if I were to tell you, like my fellow area directors or district officers who have been, there are people who are in their 40s or 50s, who are entrepreneurs, who are in a very high leadership role in their organization, or some who are uh, teachers, some who are chartered accountants, some who are lawyers as well. Then there are people, then there are clubs as well, who where we just do not speak in English, uh, because language, right, is
Yeah,
should not be a barrier for us to communicate. So we have
correct.
multiple different languages or special clubs as well. Let's say the clubs, there are clubs for CAs, for lawyers. There are bilingual clubs, that is you can speak in more than one language. Let's say it's a Hindi English club, so आप हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हो, आप English में भी बोल सकते हो. It's your choice, right? So we have all sorts of opportunities. And when I say diverse, it's not just about the people who make it diverse, the opportunities or the options that you have. If you
Hmm.
want to pursue leadership, you
Yeah.
have the option to try out leadership. It could be club, it could be district, it could be, if you are someone who loves organizing events or big, going big is your thing,
Hmm.
you have opportunities to organize those events, because throughout the year we have n number of events which happen, and we always invite and welcome members who are enthusiastic about organizing these, right?
Hmm.
Then if creativity is your thing, or if social media or publicity or public relation is your thing, we have options for marketing team or joining the public relations team, where you actually reach out to people and make sure you uh, promote Toastmasters in general, the benefits and all, right? So
Hmm.
it is all about what is it that an individual wants to accomplish. So yeah, join in to improve your communication, but then the plethora of opportunities that are there in front of you, pick up the one which you want to pursue right now, and the field is all yours.
That's one thing interesting I came to know, that there is a curriculum for Toastmasters. So we will get back to on this point later. So next question is, as a area director, you have a comprehensive view of multiple Toastmaster clubs, as you have told there are multiple. So could you there are some kind of inspiring stories or something that, okay, by joining Toastmaster, it has changed their lives or somehow. So could you share one or two or something like that?
Absolutely. Toastmasters has changed my life, but I'll definitely like to share about the journey of people that I've known whose lives
Hmm.
Toastmasters has definitely helped in. Let's take for an example. Even before I became an area director, I was part of Morgan Stanley Bangalore Orators Club, and there we have a couple of folks who were interested to pursue their MBA. It could be
Hmm.
within India, it could be outside India.
Yeah.
Now, being young out of college, you're not a leader, and when you go
Hmm.
for MBA, you really need to showcase your skills as a leader, that
Correct.
hey, you have done some leadership role, what are the achievements that you have. So those folks have tried to pursue their leadership journey within Toastmasters. So they joined a Toastmasters club, they took up leadership roles, they did an excellent job, improved or took Morgan Stanley Bangalore Orators Club to the next level, right? And
Hmm.
that added to their resume when they went ahead and when they wrote their SOPs or the statements of purpose for their MBAs, right?
Hmm.
It gave them an edge, because Toastmaster is an international organization. It is
Correct.
not only present in India or in Bangalore, it is
Hmm.
present worldwide in 160 plus countries, right? So
Hmm.
people actually know Toastmasters, and when they see that stamp on it, it's an officially recognized organization. When people across premier institutes see the tag of Toastmasters, and that you have been president, you have been an area director, or you have organized events, you have taken up leadership,
Hmm.
completed your journey in Toastmasters, or at least been in Toastmasters, it not just improves your communication skill, it adds credibility to your resume. So people have gone on to premier institutes for MBAs, and Toastmasters tag has helped them out. So it's not just one person, it's about multiple people that I've seen from my own home club earlier. I've also seen people who have benefited by taking up, let's say they wanted to start their entrepreneur journey, right? But they were not able to know where to start. Uh, so it could be in event management or it could be any such direction. They did not know where to start or how to make those connections. So Toastmasters gave them the opportunity, because here you have the field where failing doesn't lead to big consequences, right? It's all about voluntary thing. It's the failures are not real failures. It's you practicing out here. So why not fail here than fail in real life? So people have taken up the opportunity of starting their journey here, trying it out here, and making connections with the number of people, the kind of business they would like to create, right? Opportunity. So they've taken that opportunity, and that has helped them get started in their entrepreneur journey as well. So I've seen that also happen in Toastmasters. In fact, last month itself, I was talking to one of my one of a fellow Toastmaster, and she pointed that out, that she started her Toastmasters journey because she wanted to get into uh, start her entrepreneur journey as someone who promotes communication. So a soft skill trainer, she wanted to become a soft skill trainer, and that kind of Toastmaster kind of helped her out over there. So there are n number of avenues which people get paths they get pushed towards you, because it's a place where you come in, it's an organization, you come in, you become a member, and then you start on that self discovery, the journey where you learn about yourself, not just about public speaking and leadership as well, right? So yeah, that's how it has changed and transformed the lives of a lot many people.
That's nice. And like those who don't know, I am also part of Toastmasters. It's from Video Rise Toastmasters Club. So next question coming up, that is like Toastmaster places a strong emphasis on communication and leadership skills. So how do you see skills becoming like these skills are becoming increasingly valuable in today's world? So how Toastmaster help them to enhance, to polish them, and to become a better professional?
I think this is a very relevant question today. How do we actually stay relevant? How do we actually become better at the work that we do, at our professions that we do, no matter what our profession, right? This is something which we all try to do on a day in, day out basis. And one of the things we always get stuck is thinking that, hey, just doing the core technical work of our job is sufficient. However, no. I have learned it the hard way at the start of my career. Communication plays a big role. It differentiates an individual who doesn't communicate with their team, with their manager, with upwards or downwards. If you are in a senior position, downwards as well applies, right? To the person who actually maybe does a little bit less of the work, but make sure they're very efficient in communication or in organizing, in leadership. And I have seen that impact in my own self in the last year that I have been. So the last year has been a remarkable shift for me in my career, where I have gone on to take from a individual contributor role to a team lead or a tech lead role, where I am responsible for delivering for the entire team, right? So this shift I couldn't have imagined had I not improved my communication skills. Had I not come so far in my communication skills with Toastmasters this far, the main differentiating factor was I never had that experience earlier. However, I was able to convince people that I can do it. Right? So soft skill comes into picture. How do you get that first opportunity that actually can make your, that actually turns your career, right? तो वो नेक्स्ट स्टेप, वो आगे जाने के लिए एक पहला स्टेप तो लेना जरूरी है, बट वो पहला मौका कहाँ से आएगा? So how will you
Correct.
get that first opportunity? So
Yeah.
Toastmaster, or the experience that you have here, or if you're able to communicate well, opportunities will open up for you, because if you're able to convince people that you can do something, that's all that you need. You don't need people to know that you can do a number of things. Let's say if you meet anyone new, if you're going for an interview, people don't know the work that you have done. You are convincing them of the work that you have done so
Mm.
far, right?
Mm.
That's all
Mm.
it is about, because we haven't worked with the person who is sitting there to judge us. We
Mm.
are just trying to make sure that the way we are presenting ourselves, they get to know us. So it's all about making sure that the person in front is convinced. So this is one thing. And the second, about leadership, right? At some
Mhm.
point of career, you have to change your gear from being an
Mm.
individual contributor, or from just making sure that you do your work in silos, to make sure you work in bigger teams, you lead projects, or you step up in your career, right? At some point of time,
Mm.
you can't always just work alone. So
Correct.
you have to make sure once you go up the ladder, there
Mhm.
will be people who will look up to you. So
Mm.
a leader is not about just having that role, being assigned that, hey, you are the manager of the team. No, it's also
Mm.
about making sure you give people the chance to see you as the leader. The people
Mm.
learn from you, that people look up to you, right? And that's where I think communication leadership makes a big difference. If you want to open
Mm.
closed doors for yourself, you
Mhm.
need to make sure that while everyone else is just focusing on technical, you
Yeah.
go from technical plus soft skills as well. However,
Mm.
we all know how the world is changing. Technology
Correct.
changes like every couple of years. Now we are seeing new
Mm.
technologies taking up in
Mm.
coming in the market. Now we have seen all those noise about AI being able to
Mm.
do uh, so much of work. Like even they are able to generate entire essays by AI is able to generate the entire essay, right? So a lot of the job may become redundant in the future. However,
Mm.
if you are able to make sure you differentiate yourself from the masses, 95%
Mm.
people won't focus on their soft skill. But if you do, you make
Mhm.
sure that you have an edge. That's the biggest benefit of making sure of preparing yourself for the next level.
Mhm.
That's what I take it as.
So, like coming from like you said about communication part. So, we are everybody has anxiety issues. Like almost everybody, somehow part of the other, at some point of life, they have anxiety issues. So there is one more anxiety issues, which is was public speaking anxiety. So how does Toastmaster help this to overcome and become a better person?
We all have fear. We all.
Hmm.
It could be for various things. You may fear a cockroach. I may fear swimming. However,
Hmm.
we all have something or the other. There is a demon in everyone's closet,
Correct.
right? It is about making sure that you face it often. The
Hmm.
more you face it, the more you get used to it. It may never
Correct.
go away. However, you
Hmm.
get to live with it. You learn to live with it. So that is
Correct.
how Toastmasters helps you with public speaking.
Hmm.
You need to join Toastmasters. You need to show up and promise yourself that even before you do anything for anyone else, you
Hmm.
commit to your own personal growth. So that commitment of showing up in a Toastmaster meeting more often
Hmm.
than not helps you, because you'll show up. Every time you show up, you take up a role, you speak up, you go up, take up a role. Toastmaster meetings is designed in a way that you are not just supposed to prepare something and come and speak. If you did
Hmm.
not have the time entire week to prepare for it, there are some roles which you can take up which don't need too much of preparation, so you can do it in a very short span of time and then still come and take up the stage. So the
Hmm.
whole point is that you take up the stage week after week, and
Hmm.
even before you know it, you'll start becoming comfortable with it, because you would have
Hmm.
been there at so many times that it
Hmm.
now becomes a habit. So
Correct.
I too was at that point where I feared the stage, where more than the stage, I feared the pair the n number of pairs of eyes that were falling on me. I was so conscious of the fact that people are staring at me. I'm the sole one on stage, and there's so many eyes on me. I don't know how people are judging me.
Hmm.
However, I've gone from becoming scared of the
Hmm.
stage to becoming comfortable with the stage, and now
Hmm.
craving and enjoying my presence on stage. So
Hmm.
that's the transformation that has been. And the only thing which has held me throughout is
Hmm.
ensuring that I keep showing up week on week and taking the stage without fail, no matter how bad I do. I
Hmm.
could fail. I failed n number of times. It's not that my speeches have been great always. No,
Hmm.
we all learn by being bad. So if I do not know what's bad, if I do not give it a try, I'll never
Correct.
improve.
Hmm.
So that's all it is about. There are a number of workshops. We know workshops are being conducted on how you can improve your public speaking. People can come and tell you there's body language, there's voice modulation, there's speech
Hmm.
content, there's
Hmm.
introduction, body conclusion. People can give you the technical ways. However, how do you
Hmm.
implement that?
Right.
Toastmasters is the place where you get to implement all of it.
Hmm. Right.
That's how it helps you in improving your self. Yeah.
It has improved me. That's how it motivated me to start a podcast. Thank you. So, Toastmaster, as you said, like offers a curriculum or something. So, it offers a structured education kind of program. Like, could you tell key components of this program and how it helps the people to improve?
Sure. So Toastmasters has the self-paced curriculum, which is called
Hmm.
pathways.
Hmm.
Now, these pathways are designed in a way that each path gives you a specific learning. If someone comes and tells me that, hey, I want to improve on my leadership skill. So
Mhm.
Toastmasters has 3 to 4 parts which focus on leadership skills like dynamic leadership. It could be leadership development, right? Depending on which point of journey in your leadership you are in. If you're a beginner, if you're beginning in your leadership journey, you might want to take up leadership development. Or if you have been a leader for a couple of years in your organization
Mhm.
and want to improve on it, you might want to take up dynamic leadership. So there are other paths as well which help you with leadership development. Then there are paths which focus on communication specifically. Let's say there's presentation mastery, which helps you
Mhm.
improve more on how do you deliver your speeches or presentations
Mhm.
as such. There is a path which specifically focuses on improving humor for a person, so engaging humor. There are paths which where people can focus on motivating speeches or maybe communicating their vision. So depending on the goal that you intend to work on, Toastmaster
Mhm.
has 11 different paths which you can
Right.
choose from, and you can choose more than one path as well. There is no restriction as such. I
Okay.
personally have this is the second path that I have taken up, and I'm almost at the completion of it. Now, how the each of these paths are designed to have 5 levels. So the
Mhm.
level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So
Mhm.
you don't need to wait for completing an entire path to give a shout out to the
Mhm.
entire world that, hey, I have completed something
Mhm.
or I have achieved something.
Correct.
So
Mhm.
Toastmaster tells you that we tell you you are at intermediate level, beginner level in level 1, 2. You go to intermediate in 3, 4, and by the time you complete 5, you would have learned about yourself, your leadership, your communication,
Mhm.
depending on your goals. By the time you complete a path, right?
Mhm.
So you are free to share your journey with the world as you progress. Now, each of these paths have a defined share of their projects. Level 1
Yeah.
focuses on getting people used to speaking in public, the very
Yeah.
basics of public speaking.
Mhm.
Level 2 and 3 focuses on ensuring people understand a bit about leadership. People get to
Mhm.
explore, so that they get to
Mhm.
explore and then they decide what is it that they want to do ahead.
Correct.
So level 2 and 3 helps you with that. There are a lot of optional projects as well. You need not, it's not hard or it's not forced that you're supposed to take up only these projects. There are a number of options, the interesting ones as such: start a blog, start a podcast, there's host a panel discussion, right? uh, Pick your choice, make your choice,
Ah,
and you're free to do more than one as well. So there are different projects within each of these levels, and then four or five depending on the expertise that you chose. If you chose leadership heavy, so your level 4 and 5 will focus on ensuring that you have taken a leadership role in either your organization or in Toastmasters, and you do it for, let's say, at least a minimum of 6 months, and then come back and share your experience and your learnings. So that's how the entire curriculum of Toastmasters is designed. And this entire thing is self-paced. There are people who would have completed a complete path in, let's say, less than a year. There are people who have taken the entire path to complete 2 to 3 years to even complete their path. It totally depends on how you pace it, how much bandwidth you have. You can focus at a point of time, and let's say you have some other commitment, something urgent to tend to, you go tend to it, and then maybe after a couple of months come back and pick up your journey from where you left off.
that's interesting because it's like open school. So
Correct.
So it's nice, insightful view of Toastmasters, and as I am also a member of Toastmasters Club, but a couple of things which I came to know from you is also new to me. So thank you so much for sharing insights. And those who want to know or talk more about Toastmasters, they can connect with me also. So you can search for LinkedIn, and you can connect with Richa also. I will put her LinkedIn link in the description. And you want to know more, just go and Google Toastmasters, you'll find it. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to us. And those who are new, please subscribe, like, and comment the person you want to be on the show. I'll try to get that person here. Thank you so much, Richa, for being our guest, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Bakhtiyar. It was a fantastic experience.
Thank you.